Today we're going to talk about efficiency at work. Let's start with the reasons why you want to pay attention to efficiencies at work. There are 3 dimensions that I will be explaining as an employee, as somebody who's allocating work or a team lead, and as a management team. As an employee, it's important to be able to track the activities and tasks or work that you're doing because it impacts your career, your promotion. It would be smart to pay attention to what you're doing and if it does benefit you at all. Work has a time horizon to you and your career and professional goals. If the tasks that you are doing do not fit your mantra or what you want to accomplish in a set period of time, why are you doing it? Another point you should consider as an employee is if you are working harder or working smarter. You might need to take on a very huge task that will not benefit you that much or is not valued by the company or will just get a thank you. I think a lot of people are getting depressed because they set themselves up intentionally for failure. If you are in belief that you can actually perform at the same level with other people who can do things who are talented with the same thing, you're setting yourself up for failure. For example, you're coming in new to the company and there's somebody there who is more tenured, who has done the same thing for over 10 years. If that person is very skilled, very talented, he's the go-to guy. If you're pit against him in performance evaluations, you're on the losing end. Observing work, activities, and tasks that you're allocating benefits people who allocate the work. One is you want to have a harmonious relationship at work. Things will not be working out if you don't fix this. Some employees might be jealous of other employees who are not doing a lot or might not feel that they're doing a lot. Tracking activities and tasks at work will help you be transparent, avoiding animosity within the team and helping you keep that harmonious relationship at work. It also gives you an ability to make more informed decisions on how you're allocating things, and having this transparency is very, very important. It will help you make informed decisions better. Having that transparency of what the people are doing and how you're allocating it will give you people following you at the level that's unprecedented. Last thing is monitoring and rewards. If you are tracking what tasks are done and you are aware of how difficult each task are done, you will be able to find appreciation of who you should be rewarding and why you should be rewarding them. This gives for a solid recommendation on why you're promoting somebody or giving a bigger pay for somebody the following year or whatever recommendation it is. It's because you have that visibility of who's doing what, how many, and how difficult is that task. As a management team, it is also important that you track what's being done and is it being done. If something is done too fast or too slow, you might not get the bang for your buck, or there might be quality compromises. So the first benefit why you would want to track activities at work is because you want to drive the right behavior. Number 2, as a management team, you would want to know what you would be structuring your benefits and compensation or reward scheme or incentive programs around. This is very important when you have sales teams or you have longer or variable sales cycles. You might have different targets for different salespeople, but this is relatively easy to fix. Third reason is you will find appreciation for people who are your key players, who are linchpins, who are vital to your organization that you should never get rid of. You might want to replicate that person, and this level of detail can show you who that is. Another reason as a management team is you will know which tasks you can outsource or you should not be doing yourself as an organization. Lastly, as a management team, it will give you more informed decisions on what your people are doing and if they have value. Normally you'd use this to find out if there is a compromise on what they're doing, if that's really important, and you can help them alleviate stress by letting go of things that aren't required to be done. Here is what's important when you're trying to track work within the organization. Here are some tips. These are non-exhaustive. There could be some things that you could be considering based on your industry, but generally these are the things you should be considering. Number 1, is it worth measuring? Sometimes the task is too small, too insignificant, and why would you even spend time trying to do that? Even if you are able to fix this productivity or that efficiency within that segment, it might not be of any value. That's the general rule. If it's not worth doing, don't even bother doing it. Another thing you should consider is, can you measure it before or after the fact? Sometimes it's important to count things as they come in and tag them as they go out, not at the same time most of the time. So for example, if it's something like a first in, first out thing, regardless of what activities are required in that task, you might want to count how many tasks come in, but actually announce which activities are done at the end of the task. Another consideration is if all the tasks are truly homogeneous, if they are the same. If you say you handle this journal entry and you handle this journal entry, but one journal entry has 10,000 lines, one has 1 line, that's not really even a fair distribution of work. You'll get some resignations, bad turnover, etc. Last 2 things, this is more of something I learned within logistics. Is there a physical requirement? So for example, the activity is completed in one part of the world and then it's transferred to another part of the world at fixed cycles. For the information age, it's very important you know when the information updates. Normally people within the master data would know what these are, or technologists would know how much is the refresh cycle for each transaction of data sets. This happens when you have big servers and they have to transfer. That's one. The other thing is order of execution. Is there an order of doing the task? If there is an order of execution, the last person in the chain will need to wait. And you cannot force an expectation on him if some people upstream are not giving him the things he needs to do. If you're trying to reallocate work, make sure that you're accounting for everything. Somebody is doing this report. If that report is important, then that should be accounted for. It should be given credit. If not, then stop doing it. If it's not worth doing, stop doing it. If there's no value from that report, stop doing it. You should account those and count those. At the end of the month, for example, we all finished 200 transactions, but I made 500 reports. I should get the credit for that. In some cases, it actually works to the disadvantage of the employee if they do not announce that they did these reports. In some countries, it is illegal to watch what employees are doing to that level. Output-based measure of performance disadvantage tasks that require a lot of input, time, and energy to consume. It's very important at the personal level that you match your personal goals with the time horizon of the activities and tasks when they're evaluated, and if you can wait that long. This goes the same if you want to set the goals that you have for your company or the outcomes that you want from your company. It's very important to select the work that you're very talented at. It gives you an advantage. It's very important that you watch as an employee if the reward structure is adapted to the effort. So if you have a generic type of tasks and evaluation, you are at this disadvantage. As a lead or as a management team, it's very important that you match the complication of work with the reward system. People who do more advanced financial studies are priced higher in the market for a reason. Normally, price reflects that, except if you're having this envelope inside the company. Another thing you should consider is you should be working on tasks and gain proficiencies on things that cannot be automated. Normally, this includes interacting with humans, which are not usually counted, understanding complexities to a certain level. That's the name of the game. The complexity that you can take on, and knowing is not just half the battle. And lastly, and more importantly, there is no one-size-fits-all measurement for allocating tasks. So that's it, guys. I hope that you got something on how these information interacts with your business, with your team dynamic, and with your professional career. If you like this video, go ahead and click subscribe at the bottom and click like. And if you have questions about team efficiencies or anything about work, go ahead and leave them at the bottom. Thank you for watching.